And the day officially begins. Good morning and happy Read Your Face Off September 2018, and I am going to attempt to vlog for the 24-hour readathon for this month. I haven't done one of these for a bit. The last one, I can't remember something. Anyway, I'm here now. Yay! And coffee is not even made yet, so I'm not quite all there, but I am going to update my reading for what I did yesterday. And this morning. I consider the day starting when I wake up, and actually all of the reading I did this time was before 9 because I was up super early, which is unusual for me, and then I fell back asleep. It's Saturday! I'm allowed! So I'm going to update my reading, and then I will make a plan to see what to read today. I have some ideas also of some things I need to do, so I need to strategize when to do the reading because I don't often read during the day, so the challenge is already a challenge. So see you in a bit. So I'm going to update Goodreads here. I got up to page 140 of The Red Magician, and I was hoping to finish it, but maybe today. And I did finish Scarborough. I am so glad. It's a really good book, Canadian book, and yeah, I'm going to give it 4 stars only because there was one very upsetting scene, and oops, no, I read it. But it's really like 4.5, close to 5. So I'm going to label this with Canadian. And, oh, I guess contemporary, if I have contemporary. I do. Look at that. Shocking. I read so few. And read in 2018. I think it won some awards or was nominated for some awards. My awards are down here. Canned Reads Long List from last year. And that's it for my list, but it's probably more. Okay, there we go. And it was today, so save. Yay! Now my reading is up to date. I'm gonna, because I duplicate and have lots of tracking, I have other places to track it, but I'll show my bullet journal in a sec. But there you go, woo! So first thing I need to do is to clean the desk where I do my reading tracking. And look, there are books there. This is what happens when you go to pay your phone bill and just decide to stop by a secondhand bookstore. Yeah, I get caught by that a lot. But these are all actually on my reading list. I want a Daughter of Smoke and Bone, Death of a Salesman. I want to read it this year. It's one of those books. Who Has Seen the Wind? I can't seem to find it, and this copy is in great condition. It's a Canadian book. Not so great condition, but I don't care. I really want to read On the Island. And then also Call of the Wild by Jack London is a Those Books book, and I want to read it by the end of the year because it's only 100 pages. So, yeah, I mean, I know. Yes, I bought books. I didn't mean to. But look at them. Okay, I'm not totally confident I can hold this and adjust this at the same time, but I'm going to try. So, The Red Magician, I read up to 140 pages. So I was at 115. Each of these boxes indicates 25 pages, and I have a cheat sheet every 100 and a dotted line to help out. So 115 to 140, so this is 150, so 10 less than that is kind of around there. So I start with the dark line, and then I just gradually lessen the pressure. And what this does is that it lets me visually be able to tell sort of how much I'm reading a day. So not as much in these. Then I had one really big day. This is very consistent. So that's my plan there. So that was 25 pages. I already did the math. And then Scarborough, I finished. So I get to color the rest in. It's color-coded by genre. Scarborough is Canadian. I know Canadian's not a genre, but for me it's a genre. So there, get that gradual. And this one I didn't start at the beginning because I had already started it in the middle of the month, and this is my September page. So finish Scarborough, get colored in. Yay! That's page 1, and then I also have my pages a day. And so I just remembered the math because it was only 2 things. So I had 25 of the Red Magician plus 30 of Scarborough, which equals 55. And then so the Red Magician was 25, so that's exactly a box. Woohoo! That makes it easy. Same thing. Just lighten the pressure. Well, that was not very even, but whatever. And then 30 for Scarborough, taking me to 55, so it's just over. Instead of 50, just a little bit over. It's not exact. Ooh, that was a little much. Oh well. This is not, this is visual indicator, not scientific method. And then I actually have a column here for finishes, and I just do a star in the color of the genre that I finished something. So there we go. That is my reading tracking up to date, and now I'm ready to go for Read Your Face Off. Okay, here's an overview of some of my choices, possibilities, selections for the day. I definitely want to finish The Red Magician by Lisa Goldstein because I need to have it finished by tomorrow, and it's been really good. I just have 30 pages left. I want to get a little caught up on Storm of Swords. I feel a little behind there. I'd love to read Fables. I have it for about another 5 days, and I can just rent it again from Hoopla, but be nice to finish it. I'd also love to finish this MC Escher book because it's for Translate-a-thon. Oh, and not shown here, I also want to start Beartown, which is the monthly pick for Read Your Face Off, and I want to get to the first 7 chapters because that's where the first discussion group is, or discussion thread is, and so yeah, and then some more choices that if I get to, I get to. I have been reading a lot of heavier stuff, so I added some lighter stuff like RuPaul, because RuPaul is amazing. This is a science fiction novel. It's a sequel to Heaven Shadow. It's a very fast-paced, fun, near-future, realistic-ish science fiction. And then, of course, some TMNT. What would a readathon be without a comic? If I can't do 32 pages of a comic, I should just stop now. And a play. Plays are always good for readathons, too. It's only 60 pages. So there you go. That is some of my options. Time to get started, and I gotta plug in my tablet because it's only at 50%. And good stuff. I'm going to start with The Red Magician. Let's see how I do. So I just finished The Red Magician, and it was amazing. Just lots of emotions and just really powerful story. And so I'm a little like, so I need something a little not so heavy. So I'm going to read something that's heavy in a different way, actually, and I'm going to switch it to the MC Escher book. And this one, I'm actually going to time how long it takes, because I have about 5 pages left, and I might actually even split that into half pages because it's so dense. It's so dense. So many words. It's like old school, very old school. It's from the 70s. And yeah, so I'm going to learn stuff about how he did the work that he did. So that's what's up next. Reading just 1 page of this MC Escher book took me 8 minutes. So I have 4 more pages, so that's almost an hour. Like it'll probably be about 30, 35 minutes, but it's like there's a description of an image, so you flip between reading the description and then looking at the image, and it's brainy stuff. Like it's brainy stuff. So, but it's good. I'm really enjoying it. So here's an example of some of the wording in this. This area is filled with white and gray fish-shaped figures whose longitudinal axes are accentuated by black lines. Out from the central point come 4 series of white rays, swimming head to tail in a spiral motion. The 4 largest specimens, which close off the square surface, change direction and color. Their white tails still become to the centrifugal movement, but the gray heads are already turning inwards, so form part of the gray series, which are moving back towards the center. It's amazing, but it takes me quite a while to wrap my head around, and for reference, that is Path of Life 2. This stuff is amazing. Amazing. I just love his work so very much. And I actually just got to the ones that he calls storytelling, and I think this one is one of the most famous ones, of a drawing of lizards, and then they come out from the paper, walk around. Oh, email. And come back into the picture. And he actually describes this as one lizard being bored, and so he decides to come out of the paper. I just thought it was like a exercise in two-dimensional versus three-dimensional. But he describes it as this one lizard's like, I don't like this, and he pulls himself out of it, walks along, and he's like, I'm done with this three-dimensional life, and then dives back in. So that's completely different than I would have thought it would have. I just thought it was an exercise. So cool. All right, well, I feel like that's a pretty good start. One finish, one continue, and I know what I'm going to be reading. So, but now I have to switch gears and do some more chore type things. And once I get those done, I will pick my next thing to read. Okay, I don't want to spoil her video, but my goodness gracious, I could not believe it when she picked this book. Beartown! I am starting that today. It is the Read Your Face Off group buddy read, and that, here it is on the video. It's everywhere. It's everywhere! Alrighty, well, I just realized that now that I have a full stomach, I actually can't read because I lie down when I read, so I can't quite go there yet. But I'm going to do some computer stuff, some spreadsheet stuff, and watch some Dark Shadows! Dark Shadows! Gets all fuzzy when I zoom in, but that's what it is. And yeah, because it's a great show for that. It's not that long, it's only like 22 minutes, and not that much happens, and they talk about everything, and they repeat everything, so you don't have to pay a lot of attention to it, so I watch it all the time when I'm doing like data entry, or renaming pictures, or doing folding laundry, or whatever. Like, it's a really good show for that. So I'm going to do a little bit of that, and then I will pick my next book. So I have decided that my next book that I'm going to work on is going to be A Storm of Swords, so I need to make a new flag for whoever character we're with next. If you don't want to know who's focused in this book, pause it for just a sec. So I gotta make a flag for Sansa. Everyone's favorite. Oh, Sansa. And yeah, so I'll be reading a Sansa chapter and whoever's next. So that is what I've decided. So I'm going to show a nifty little trick for putting flags in books and getting them really closely lined up like I have here. I'm just going to switch angles. I need both hands to do it, and one moment you'll see. So the trick for lining them up really close together is that you don't stick it down on where it's going. You actually line it up to the flags that are already present. And then you just hold it and close the book. And there you go. And another method is you can just hover it. So you just hold it in place. Get it to the exact right spot. And then press down on the book first, and then you can just press down there. So, second method! Yay! Alright, so I've finished one chapter for Storm of Swords, so I'm going to take some notes. This is my notebook. I like to sort of like make them match, so this is a combination of, it's mostly collage, but I painted it first green because it was black. I painted it green and gold to sort of match. And yeah, it's got some animals on it, it's got some trees on it, and felt thematically similar. So I am going to take some notes because my goodness gracious, so much happens in this book that if I don't take notes, I won't remember anything. So I think I'll do that and then maybe read one more chapter and then do the next thing. Alrighty, I got to 2 chapters in A Storm of Swords and I hit the 100-page mark, so that feels like a good place for a break. I would like to get 3 more chapters in this weekend. I don't know if that is going to be today, tonight, tomorrow, I don't know, but 100 pages felt like a good place to stop. I think I'm going to switch gears and do something. I want to sort some DVDs out, which is like a really huge project, which is really not good to start, because I won't be able to finish it, but I might try and finish it, but I think I'm going to start it and see what happens. But I will definitely need breaks while I'm doing that, so I might switch over to Waiting for Godot, because that is a short one, and that might be a good one for breaks while I do that. So I'm going through my DVDs. I think I'm going to get rid of the cases, and then I have a binder that I'm going to put them in because I have so many and they're just tucked away and I can't access them. So I think this will be a better system. So I have 8 bags worth of stuff to go through. So this is after the first pass, which is mostly the beginning of the alphabet. So this is what I have after the first pass, starting with A, after the wedding, B, C, D. I'm not sure about Dirty Dancing Havana Nights. I feel like I probably don't really need that, but anyway, first pass, and alphabet continues, and then I have 1 stack of the ones that I'm keeping in their cases so far. Lady Hawk, Enter the Dragon, Black, 2001, 2010, G.I. Joe, and Good, the Bad, the Ugly. Okay, G.I. Joe feels a little less, cool than the rest of the others, but I love that movie so much. Anyway, we'll see. This is after 1. Woo! I can't. There we go. 1. Okay, and here's after the second pass. Actually, I don't feel like that's a huge difference. I had to put a spot for the letters. It's probably going to get too big. And yeah, this isn't feeling... What's all those? What are those ones? Oh, those are the sword and sandals. Yeah, I'm not sure what to do about that. I don't know if I want to keep them separate or not. So, I don't know. Does that look like a lot more? Yeah, it does. Oh, well, we'll see. And now, so things are really continue to grow, especially at the beginning of the alphabet here. I found the real A to H bag, I guess, and M for some reason. So, and I picked out another set, which is my owned unseen set. So I'm going to watch these before I decide if I'm going to keep them. I guess I got to read Life of Pi. Taking a break in between working on my DVDs, and I am enjoying RuPaul's Workin' It. I really enjoy RuPaul's positivity, and this has some very specific stuff. Right now I just read one about makeup and hair, and it's very specific in terms of like how to do the things. So I don't know if I will be doing those things, but it was still fun to read, and I don't know what section is next. Wardrobe. Awesome. Looking forward to that. So we shall see the wisdom of RuPaul. All right. Keep growing. Keep growing. Some good ones in this batch. Got Logan's Run. It's totally a fave. My Bloody Valentine is fun. Never Back Down and Never Back Down 2. Push, Real Steel. And Outland, all the way over there. Sean Connery. I might keep that in the case, even though it's just the flipper disc. But still. Wolfman. Oh. Transporter. Yep, they're my movies. I like them once. So, all right, I think I have 2 more bags to go. I'm getting close to done. I have a bag and then 2 half bags to work on, and it's kind of weird. I feel like there should be more. Not that this isn't a lot. I thought seeing it all together would look like more. Isn't that weird? I have no idea what number I'm going to come up with. The binder I have holds 400. So I hope I don't end up with more than 400. I also have to check, I have 1 shelf that I need to check that's stuff that's just out, and I need to filter through because I'm going to keep 1 shelf for ones that I'm going to keep in their cases, and I have to look and see what's there and make a decision on how to do that. So we'll see. So I'll show you what it looks like now. So here it is with 1 bag left. I don't know, it still doesn't feel huge. I was happy to see Ninja Assassin. That's one of my faves for sure. Pirate Movie, that's hilarious. Pirate Movie. Hunt to Kill, I enjoy that. Daybreakers, that might have been in the last one, I can't remember. So yeah, still Walk the Line, that wasn't in this one, but a lot in A, B, C, D, H, and M. S I split up into 2 piles because I knew S. Actually, S is not that many. Season of the Witch, and then over here, Sleepy Hollow. I could have done 1. Huh. Wow. Who would have thought? 1 more book done. Workin' It by RuPaul. I really enjoyed this. And I guess I'm really focusing on wanting to finish stuff today because so far that's pretty much all that I've read other than A Storm of Swords. So yeah, I really enjoyed this. I was about halfway through. I read it while I was resting in between working through my DVDs. What a weird combination, looking at all the movies I own, or most of the movies I own, and getting like hair tips and style tips and suggestions and like life advice stuff. So anyway, I really enjoyed it. It was a present from my sister Susie for my birthday, and it was an absolute blast. So yay, one more done. I don't know what I'm gonna do next, what I'm gonna read next, because I definitely want to get back to my DVDs. So I don't know. When I decide what that is, I will come back and share. And now I'm feeling like there's a lot. Now it's feeling like a lot. And I'm shocked I only have one Christmas movie. So the Bells of St. Mary might simply go under B. And I found a Z with Zardos. That's a keeper. Obviously. So I've now gone through all of my DVDs, and here they are in all of their glory. And I am going... You can't really get the scale of it that way. Let's see. Is that better? That's better. That's a lot better. And I'm attempting to fit them all in here, into this binder-like case. And yeah, which is about the size of one of the 8 bags that I had them in. So I have to go through and count them and see. There's my other bookshelf that you never get to see. Then I have to go through them and see if they'll fit, and then also decide if I want to organize them alphabetically or by genre. So I'm not sure about that, because I do go through genre phases. Like I do go through wanting to watch bunch of science fiction. Of course, with it's almost October, or with October coming up, I want to watch a bunch of horror movies. I found some awesome choices for horror. I found this 8-pack of horror that I bought one year. I haven't seen any of them, I don't think. Maybe. It has Chopping Mall. I think that's why I got it. It's a bit of a... What's that word? Like a cult film? So anyway, whoop, just knocking stuff over. So yeah, I don't... It is so many. It is so many. So I gotta clean that up. But I have dinner in the oven, so I have a time slot, and yeah. I don't know if I'll get to more reading. Because this project took longer than I expected, which is BS, because I knew it would take a long time. So anyway, that is the update. So I think it's pretty hilarious that I'm sitting here having my dinner. Just made my dinner, and I went through all of those movies, and yes, I'm watching something on Netflix. After doing all of that. Oh my god, I do really want to watch Outland with Sean Connery. I love this movie. It's a classic 70s science fiction. It's basically a space western. It's so good, but I am not at focused attention level. I'm just in let's rewatch something I've already seen level, and so I'm watching Now You See Me, which I started a few days ago. So yeah, that and dinner, and then I'll probably come back tomorrow and share how I did. I think I want to get 2 more chapters of A Storm of Swords, and I don't know what else. I don't know. I lost my little cue card. My little cheat sheet. Yes, this is one of those reading vlogs where, wow, my phone is reminding me of something apparently. This is one of those reading vlogs where I don't do a heck of a lot of reading. I did finish 3 things though. I think that's pretty good. It wasn't tons of pages. Is my face off? Did I read my face off? I hope so. Alright, I will come back tomorrow and share how I did. Good morning, everyone. It is now Sunday after Read Your Face Off has finished up, and I did manage to read a few more things. Last night I read Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Volume 10. This is actually a pretty fun story, although it was Volume 10, so I didn't know what happened before, and I don't know what happened after, because I don't have Volume 11, but it was just a fun story. And it had a character that I forgot about, and then got nostalgic about. So that was really fun. And oh, there's there's one great, what's it called, spread in this. I'll show it in a different video. Like I'll show a clip of it after this. But yeah, so I read that. I did also start Beartown, and I read something else. I started something else this morning. So I got a little reading in this morning. I snuck in a little bit, and I think I read a little past 9, but I started after 9, so hopefully that's okay. So I'm going to show the really cool one thing from this, and then I will tally up and see how I did. So this comic is mostly in black and white, and you can see the paper's quite faded. You see how the white versus the faded, because it is from the 80s. But then I was flipping through, and I noticed this one page was like a lighter color. Where is it? Here, see how it's way more white? And I was like, "Ooh, what's this?" And I was like, "Ooh, there's Shredder, and there's more. Look at this whole fold out. Isn't that awesome?" That's awesome. And it'd make a great puzzle. So yeah, and there's the turtles in this big store. I think it was April's father's store. So there you go. Fun times. You never know what's in a comic. And so here we are, Saturday the 4th. I ended up with a total of 405 pages, and clearly my best day of the month so far, hitting that 400 mark, and I had 4 finishes. It's not 4 stars like a 4-star book. It's a finish per genre. Black is science fiction. That was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Purple is fantasy, that was The Red Magician, and 2 blues, which is nonfiction books. So I finished both the, what do we have here? We have the RuPaul book and the MC Escher book, which is awesome. And I started Waiting for Godot. I am so shocked I did not finish this because it is a play, but they're sneaky and they only put page numbers on one side. So I thought it was 60 pages, but it's really 120 pages still. And then that's the dotted gray dots because it's the color I picked is white, which it's hard to fill in here. So there you go, 405 pages. I am really, really happy with that. And that's all the individuals. So yay, so many finishes, so many. And look at how long Beartown is, for crying out loud. Holy smokes, I gotta get on that. I gotta get more on that. I'm already on it, so there you go. Alrighty, well that is it for Read Your Face Off September 2018. I am really happy with how things went. I'm really happy that I did the tracking too, because I didn't feel like during the day I was reading that much, and so now to come back and look in my tracker in my bullet journal and to see, like, clearly I read almost twice my other longest day, largest day, best day, most page day. Wow, don't know that word. Can't get that phrase right. Anyway, I read the most by almost twice. No! Anyway, it doesn't matter. The specifics don't matter. So, but I read 400 pages. I finished 4 titles. I am really happy with that. I also started the Read Your Face Off group read with starting Beartown, which seems to be a bit of a tradition with me to start it during the 24-hour readathon, which is awesome. And oh, in my last video, my last clip, I did mention something about some of the numbers might being a bit skewed, and that's sort of true, not true, because the 2 of the books that I read, the RuPaul book and the MC Escher book, are both highly illustrated or have a lot of photographs. So it's not as much reading each and every page, but I did like look at all the photographs because they're all of RuPaul and they're all amazing. And the Escher book, like, I really genuinely looked at each and every illustration because there was a description of each that went along with each illustration, so you were actually engaging and trying to understand, you know, how it worked and stuff like that. So I did look at them all. I don't know. I am not super concerned with page count. Like, that's not part of my reading goal, is to get X amount of pages in. So I'm not too worried about that, but I am glad that I have my tracker because that lets me know how I'm doing, and it lets me know that I was doing way better than I thought I would. So overall, thrilled, and I got caught up on Storm of Swords, which feels great. All of that feels great. I'm really pleased with how things went. And yeah, so I hope to participate in the October Read Your Face Off Readathon because these are so much fun. So let me know if you played along on the 24-hour readathon, how you did, and if you did a video, I would love to see it. And I will see you in the next one. Bye!